Uh, yeah, within 2 minutes we will start our class because everybody is joining. Class. Yeah, student. We have discussed about inheritance, and we have discussed about parent class constructor and also child class constructor, and the way how they are calling, and the super final exactly. Very good. Super is a super construct, and how exactly the static keyword. Very good. So when we want to inherit, when we want to override, just start my record, resume my record. Okay. So when we want to override any static method, how we will have to override the static method? With the help of only static method only we can override it. But still what is happened, the decision of the method, which method has to be executed, that will be taken at runtime or compile time. Regarding static, if a static method is there in parent class as well as the child class, then which method is going to be called, which method is going to be invoked? Is it parents method or child class method? Yeah, did you understand my point? In parent class, I have a subscriber. In the child class, the parent class is subscriber. Child class is WLS, that is wireless subscriber. Parent class also there is a make call. In the derived class also there is a make call, but both are static. If I say s.make call, then what is going to happen? I didn't say that. Yeah, its parent class method is going to be executed. I'll show you right now again. Don't worry, I'll show you right now. So one thing, guys, I just want to do some modification actually in the previous program. That is, my subscriber is having a parameterized constructor. Listen carefully, guys. Listen very carefully. I have another option that, listen. I'll make it somewhat. Is the screen visible, right? Yes or no? Yes. Look at that. There is a parent class on my left side and there is a derived class on my right side. Okay. So what is happening is, here I have a in parent class I have a parameters constructor, but in child class what I'm having is it is a zero parameters constructor. So is that allowed? If I say like this, is that allowed? Is that allowed? Is it a valid statement? Is it a valid statement? In the Yes, is it valid? Is it valid? This one, these two statements, are these valid statements? Think carefully. Anil, is it valid? What did I say about super? Anil, what, guys? You nobody is turning on their videos. For sure, you'll be getting absent. if you are still in the class, if you are listening very much, but according to the rules of the KMIT, the late the recent rules, you need to turn on your videos. Otherwise, total class will be getting zero attendance for the first two periods. I am telling you. I will not mention this point once again. It's your responsibility to turn on your videos, but I will not. However, you are, we never bother about your looks. You are there or not. That's what we that's what we bother. Okay. Super keyword cannot be on second line. Exactly. Super should be in first line. Very good. Very good. Very good, Shravya and 6120. So that it is not allowed. Yes or no? Yes or no? This is not allowed. So what I have to do? I'll do a little bit change. Please do observe. I'll do something, some change that I'll just remove this. Okay. Now super is my first line. Now I'll directly pass a value here. I'll directly, whatever the parameter I want to pass, directly I pass a value, whatever the value I want to pass to this subscriber, which is which subscriber constructor in the parent class. Is that okay? Did you understand what I'm saying? Now, is it valid? Is this valid? Now the super is at the first line. Now the super is at the first line, and I'm also passing I'm also passing the one argument to it, because it is taking one integer argument. So is this valid now? Is this valid now? What do you say, guys? Shravya said yes. Is there any other views? Yes, obviously. Yes or no? So by this you can do. So see, I'll execute this program. Let me execute. So what is your output is? What is your output is? Now it is compiled. Now it is compiled without any issue. And what is your output? Mostly, not mostly, 100%. First base class parameters constructor gets called, and then derived class constructor parameters constructor gets called. Listen, guys, listen. Whenever there is a parameters constructor in my parent class, whenever there is a default constructor in my child class, then I can pass the super explicitly by passing a value. Did you understand so far? I'll do some more changes. Once if you understand this, I'll do some more changes. Did you understand this point? Yes or no? Right. Please be with me, and I'll do some more changes. Like I'll remove this parent class construct derived class constructor at all. I'll remove totally. I remove. So what would you observe? What did you observe so far? I remove this. I just removed the constructor of the derived class. So what is going to happen? I have in my main method the only one and only one statement, that is WLS W equal to new WLS. Once one point, did you remember, guys? Did you remember? Whenever I don't have any constructor, which constructor is available? Did you get my point? Suppose in my program I did not provide any constructor, any type of constructor, even default constructor also. Then is there any constructor available for my program? If I am not providing, no, guys, listen very carefully. The point is, if I am not providing any constructor in my program, the some default constructor will be provided by the compiler. Did you remember the point? Do you know that point? Yes, no? If I am not providing any constructor in my program, the default constructor will be provided by your JVM automatically. Yes or no? See, I'll execute once again. I'll execute this thing once again. Okay, please be with me and please do concentrate. Okay. Ah, but now what happened is, listen. Just look at this. Just have a look at this. What it is saying? What it is saying? It is saying that there are no arguments. The actual and formal argument lists differ in length. That means, of course, the default constructor is available here. Of course, the default constructor is available, which is provided by the JVM. But along with the default constructor, only which is available? Only SuperOf is available. Yes or no? Here only SuperOf is available along with the provided constructor. Along with the constructor which is provided by the JVM, only SuperOf is available. But it is not giving the parameter. It is not suitable with the parameters constructor which is there in your parent class. Did you get my point? Did you get my point? Yeah, ఏదైతే డిఫాల్ట్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ నా కంపైలర్ ఇస్తుందో ఆ డిఫాల్ట్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ లో ఫస్ట్ లైన్ ఏముంటుంది? ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ సూపర్ ఆఫ్. బట్ దట్ సూపర్ ఆఫ్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎట్ ఆల్ మ్యాచింగ్ విత్ మై parent class parameterized constructor. Did you observe that? Yes or no? So if I say, I'll do one more change. Now please tell me. Did you observe what changes I just made? Now, what type of constructor is there in my parent class? What type of constructor? Default constructor. Then what would you expect now? Is it an error or is it an output? Look at these two programs, parent class and derived class. What would be your output? Look at this. I'll remove this. I should not keep this. What's your output? Can you please tell me? What's your expectation? We'll get the output. Okay, good. There are many responses. Base class default constructor. Very good. Very good. Super. Exactly, guys. Very good. I'll execute this. Okay. Now, where is it? Did I not save this? I'm sorry, I did not save this. Okay. Now there is no error at all. Yes or no? Now there is no error at all. If I run the program, what is going to happen? As you said, as your expectation, based on your expectation, base class parameters constructor gets called. Now why this is called? Why this is called now? Did I pass any super? Did I keep any super here in my derived class? Then what is the reason? What is the reason to invoke this parent class constructor? Exactly. By default super, which has no arguments, which is provided by this default constructor, which is provided by is it provided by me? Is it provided by JVM? Exactly, compiler. Very good, guys. So did you understand, guys? Once you and base class constructor also doesn't have argument. Exactly. And base class constructor also doesn't have argument. Then only it is going to be. Then the rule is of course there should be a parameters constructor in your parent class. Of course you can have, but what you need to have in derived class, at least you need to have a zero argument constructor. Yes or no? Which is provided by you, and explicitly that second rule is you need to provide the super of which is passing parameters to it, proper parameters. That is, if the parent class constructor, parameters constructor is taking 2 arguments, then you need to pass 2 arguments only. Yes or no? Yes or no? And the parent class constructors, default constructor also gets called if you don't have even any one single constructor in your derived class constructor, derived class. Okay, understood now? Once you understand any point, just note down, because tomorrow or day after tomorrow or 2 days later, you will not remember all these things. Today you may remember very well. Of course, at the time of, if you cannot open your you open your mouth in front in Viva voice, which is taken by, which will be taken by Deepa madam, then if you cannot open your mouth, it would be a very big problem. So once you understand, just make a note of it. Keep one book and pen. Of course, there is such a big material, PPTs, materials, notes, and all, etc., etc. You have, but you cannot revise all those things in a little span of time. Yes or no? That's the reason. So please make a note of it whenever it is required. Yeah, thank you. That's what I just want to mention, guys. Now, previously we have covered till subscriber 6. Already time is running out. Subscriber 6, till subscriber 6 we have seen, and we have seen static blocks, and we have also learned about instance blocks. Yes or no? And along with the what is the output along with the instance blocks? What is the order actually? If I call this, what is the order? What is the order of the invocation? Static and instance initializer block, and also the constructor. What is I am just asking how much you remember. Yeah, what's your output? What's your output? What's your output? First, what is going to be executed? First static, because whenever the class loads, immediately the static is going to be executed, and then initializer blocks and all, and then constructors, and then lastly constructors. Very good, guys. Next, I'll close all this. Now, yeah, just have a look at this. What I'm having in the parent class, that is subscriber 7 is a constructor and 2 methods. Okay. Yeah, just keep this in your mind. Next one, there is a constructor, of course, and there are 2 methods of exclusively related to derived class, and one more thing. Now, what is there in WLS6? Let me check. Oh, sorry. Okay, fine. Now look at this. The same thing. The make call is always also overridden. It's overridden because it is the same thing in your parent class and even in your derived class. I just overridden this make call. Now please do observe and tell me. Now did you read the comment? Can you please read this comment? Can you please read this comment? First line. The base class reference can be used to point to a derived class object. Derived class object. I can always use the base class reference to point to the derived class objects. Okay. So keep this in your mind. Okay. And now the very first statement in the main method is subscriber 7 equal to subscriber 7 S equal to new WLS. That is, what is my S? What is S is of what type? S is of what type? Subscriber. Now this subscriber S, the reference S is pointing to the object of derived class. Did you observe that? It is pointing to the object of new WLS, means the new derived class object gets created in heap. Now it is pointed by the subscriber reference. I am using the subscriber reference to point to the derived class object. Now I am calling the S dot make call. Can you please tell me what is your output? What's your guess? I'll make this comment last one. Okay. S dot make call. Then which make call is going to be executed? That's what my point. Base class make call. Still any derived class? Is there any more guesses? Derived class. Okay. Base class. Yeah. One thing you need to remember, Padmashira and all. What is the reason? Is the reason? I'll execute it. Shall I execute? Shall I execute? And you can see the output. You can see the output. What is this program? 7, no? Yeah. Which one got called? Which one got called? Which make call got called? Derived class make call got called. Because the reason is the at runtime S is pointing to the WLS object. At runtime the S is pointing to WLS object. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? If I am not having this statement, because the object created is of type WLS. Exactly. So at runtime, now my S is what? At runtime. That is, the assignment will happen at what time? Generally, assignment, that is, suppose there is int x equal to 5. Int x equal to 5. At compile time, only what is going to happen is the compiler will check x is of what type. It only type checks. But at runtime, exactly the assignment is going to be happened. Exactly at x is equal to 5. That assignment is going to be happened at what time? Runtime. So here also, yes, at compile time, the compiler knows only s is equal to of type subscriber. But at runtime, what happens? Now S is pointing to WLS. Now, so what is there in WLS? What make call we have? WLS make call. So S dot make call. Which make call is going to be executed? The derived class method is going to be executed. Yes or no, guys? Did everybody understand this point? Yes or no? Right? Can you please tell me? Yes. Now we will go somewhat fast because you know all these concepts, right? Now if I uncomment this, S dot receive SMS, then what is going to happen? What's going to happen? S dot receive SMS. If I call on base class reference S dot derived class receive SMS called, sure. Is it sure, Jahnavi? Is there any more guesses from anybody? Is everybody agreeing with Jahnavi? Derived. Okay, derived means there is only receive SMS in derived class only. There is no receive SMS in subscriber. Do you know that? Do you remember that? Yes or no? Subscriber lo receive SMS ledu. Yes? If I execute this, what is going to happen is, listen very carefully. Listen, I'll execute and then you will understand what is going to be happen. The surprising things will be happened always. Okay? What happened? Cannot find symbol. That is, the S is saying, hello, mister, I don't know what is receive SMS. I don't know what is receive SMS. That means what I can tell you, what I want to tell you is the compiler checks at compile time, compiler checks in subscriber at compile time receive SMS is there or not. కంపైల్ టైంలో ఏం చెక్ చేస్తుంది? రిసీవ్ ఎస్ఎంఎస్ అక్కడ ఉందా లేదా, ఇన్ పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ ఉందా లేదా అని చెక్ చేస్తుంది. అదే ఇందాక మేక్ కాల్ లో వాట్ వాస్ హ్యాపెండ్? ద మేక్ కాల్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో దేర్ ఇన్ subscriber, yes or no? So the compiler satisfies that here itself that make call is also there in subscriber. So at runtime, at compile time it passes. It just passed the check. Yes or no, at the time of make call. But what happened at the time of receive SMS is there is no receive SMS method in subscriber. At the compile time. The check was failed. Understood? No, guys, did you understand what I'm saying? Right, everybody? Yes. అర్థమైంది కదా. కంపైల్ టైంలో ద కంపైల్ చెక్ చేసినప్పుడు అక్కడ రిసీవ్ ఎస్ఎంఎస్ లేదు. సో దట్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్, ఇట్ స్టాప్స్ ఈవెన్ అట్ ద కంపైల్ టైమ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. రైట్. Okay, guys. Yeah, please do make a point of it. Everybody, when the base class reference is used to point to derived class object, these points you need to keep in your mind or at least in your notebook. Yeah, good. I'm moving ahead, and please do concentrate much because there are many things which are very much new to you. If you cannot understand right now, and you will not ever. I'll keep this here. Subscriber 8, no? As usual, subscriber 8, there is no change. As usual, there is no change. But what exactly changes? What exactly here? What changes we have? Now what we are doing? Receive call is here. Receive call is there. Receive call is there. Then what happened? Of course, receive call is there in parent class. But what is the point is here make call is static. That you need to understand. In parent class, make call is static. Okay. Now just have a look at the make call even at the derived class. Of course, it is also static. Then is that okay? When I am overriding with the static method with static method, is that okay? Is that valid? Yes. But there is a twist. As usual, there is a twist. Now subscriber S is equal to new WLS of. Now what is going to happen? S dot make call. Now what is going to happen? Just guess. S dot make call. Then which make call is going to be called? Base class, derived class, how many classes? Derived class make call. Okay. Then you want to check? Shall I execute? Base class? Yeah. Don't be in a hurry. You will see. Remember, both are static. Yes or no? Both the overridden method is static. Of course, there is no point of error in compile time. Okay. Now the surprise is it's a big base class make call. Now its base class make call got called. That is no. Something will get called. Why it is not going to call? Nothing. Okay. What get called exactly? Base class make call got called because the reason is whenever I say static, the decision which method is going to be executed, that will be taken at compile time. So at compile time, what is yes? At compile time, what is yes? The S is of type what at compile time? Base class, subscriber. Yes or no? At compile time, it is subscriber only. So whose make call is going to be called? Subscriber's make call is going to be called. That is base class make call is going to be called. That is, please do remember, whenever I want to overridden with the static overridden, it will not be overridden. Whenever I use static, it will not consider that as a overriding. Okay, so always the parent class behavior is going to be executed. Understood now? How many of you understand this point? How many of you understand this point? Clear now? Everybody? Everyone? Yes, good. Right. So I don't want to stress much on one program because we need to discuss a lot. Okay. Now, which one? Which one? Subscriber 9. Okay. And please do remember what something extra is here. What something extra? I'll just remove this. I'll just remove. Just have keep in your mind. I will even comment this. I'll just comment this. Only one variable I have. Int v equal to 10. Is that okay? Did you agree with me? Int v equal to 10. Okay, right. Now, which one? Again, I'll keep this commented. Only I have a statement. First two statements, and I'll even uncomment this. I'll just uncomment. Okay, it's already there in comment section. So what are all the statements I have? Here I have one variable, int v equal to 20. But in subscriber, what is my value? What is v value? V is equal to 10. Yes or no? Now I am overriding what? In derived class, v is what? V is 20. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Did you observe? Now I am overriding the variable. Variable v. Only two statements I have in main method. Now again, the base class reference is pointing to the derived class object. Now, if I am trying to print s dot v, what value is going to be printed? V is 10 or 20. What's your guess? V is 10 or 20. As usual, you'll expect this. But still, again, it's a surprise that what is the value of v now? What is the value of v? It's the value 10, because the reason is the variable decision, which variable has to be executed will be taken at compile time itself. So, yes or no? So even listen now. Even for the static variables, and also if I make this a static, also what is going to happen? If I make this static, this is static now. Yes or no? If I make static also, what is going to happen? Again same thing, because whether you always static decisions are taken at taken at compile time. And I also added one more point along with that is even for the decision of, regarding variables, that also will be taken at compile time. So please do remember that, guys. Only one thing, except instance method, except instance methods. Instance methods means, what do you know, right? What are instance methods? These type of methods, these are the instance methods. Yes or no? These methods. So except instance method, whether it is static variable, static method, instance variables, everything, these three things, regarding these three things, instance variables, static variables, static methods, these three things will be decision will be taken at compile time. But only one thing, regarding instance method, only the decision is going to be taken at runtime. Understood now, guys? Everybody, please do keep this mind, keep this point in your mind, everybody. Yes or no? Yes. So static variables, instance variables, static methods. The decision is taken at, for all these three things, decision is taken at compile time. Very good. For except for instance methods, for only instance methods, the decision is taken at runtime. Exactly. Okay, that's what guys, that's what you need to keep in your mind. And I'll do some more things that hmm, hmm. Now I just introduced, there is a v2, there is a variable v2. Okay, here also I am doing, I just introduced v2, but there is in parent class it is string, but in derived class it is integer. Okay, please do observe what I am doing. What I need to uncomment, this I need to uncomment, and that's it. Now what is going to happen? What is going to happen? What's your expectations? What's your expectation? S dot v2. Which v2 is going to be called? Base class v2. Good. Exactly as you expected, base class v2 is going to be executed, and irrespective of the data type. It doesn't even bother about the data type, because it's generally they are not overriding. Okay, they are under hidden. They are hidden variables. Okay, so always v2, that is the parent class variable, is going to be executed. Okay, is that fine? Is that okay? Now look at this, guys. I'll show you one more thing. Have a look at this. There is, I just want to introduce one more class, that is person class. Okay, are you following me? Now person P is the parent class of subscriber. Listen carefully. Person P is the parent class of subscriber. Subscriber is the parent class of WLS subscriber. So what type of inheritance it is? Person, subscriber, WLS subscriber. What type of inheritance? Multi-level. Very good. It's a multi-level inheritance. Exactly. Now please do observe, here v equal to 5. Here v equal to 5. Yes or no? The value v equal to 5. Now I'll change, what I am going to change is, I'll just extends. That is, now I am making the person as my parent class for the subscriber 9. Did you understand this statement? The very first statement. Class subscriber 9 extends person. Now there is a relationship. Yes or no? Now you can imagine that structure, inheritance structure. Person is that topmost, then subscriber, then WLS. Hope you understand this. Now I want to, ah, no, I'll say this one. Okay. Once I say this, then I'll go with that. Hmm. Hmm. Ah, what is this statement, guys? I just uncommented one statement. What is this statement? Super dot v. If I say super dot v, which value is going to be printed? Which value is going to be printed? That's what my question. If I say 9, what 9? Here I am executing, I am looking at, I am showing WLS, guys, and I am showing WLS. What is the super of WLS? What is super of WLS? Subscriber V. Yes or no? Subscriber V. So it is going to be printed 10. Now from WLS, that is the innermost child class. That is from WLS, I want to refer parent class person. That is the supermost parent, the grandparent class I just want to refer. So for to execute that, to access that V, this V, which V? Person V. What I need to say? What I need to say? To access V of subscriber, I used to say super dot V. But I want to access person V, that is the grandparent class V. Then what I can say? Subscriber 3, what is that? Pointed to the class. Exactly. That is, I need to make a reference. That is the reason. Always any parent class reference can be pointed to your derived class object. Yes or no? Right? Any parent class object is going to be referred with derived class object. So what is going to happen is, I'll just do this. I'll uncomment this. This is not required. I'll remove. Yeah. Have a look at this, guys. Have a look at this. What I'm doing here, if I want to access the person V, the variable in which person class, then what I can do is, I need to say new WLS of. I need to say new WLS. That now my grandparent class person P is now referring to the base class, the supermost derived class WLS. The supermost derived class WLS. So if I say P dot V, which V is going to be accessed? Person V. Yes or no? Person V is going to be referred, right? Once if I execute, the value of V is the value of V using P is equal to 5. Okay. Hope you understand, guys. Guys, everybody understood now? Right? I'll show you. I hope everybody understood this output actually. Please have a look at this. Now you please match with the output as well as the statements. Ah, guys, did you observe? Even grandparent class constructor also gets called. Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you observe? If you observe, even grandparents superclass also gets called because what is there in this subscriber? The first line of the subscriber constructor is super. Yes or no? So the control generally from it will go like this. From here to from WLS to once you say this statement, the control will goes to constructor. The constructor, the first statement is super. So now it is going to the subscriber constructor. In subscriber, the first statement is in subscriber constructor, the first statement is super. So again, as it is extends, it checks whether it is having any parent class or not. Of course, there is a parent class person. Now it will go to the parent class person. Now it is person is going to be executed. Grandparent class constructor gets called. Hope everybody understand all these things. Yes or no? Yes or no? Right? Did you observe that all these things? Understood? Yes? Right. Very good. Very good. Uh, now I just want to show you some of the examples, guys. Some of the examples I just want to show you. They are somewhat they are important actually. Okay. Hmm. 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 Now I'll show you one thing regarding abstract. Okay. Hmm. I'll share these notes, these PPTs, everything with you. But one thing I just want to show you is abstract now. Okay, what is this abstract? What is this abstract? Once if I say, is this visible to everyone? The program, is it visible? Is it visible? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now, what did you observe? What did you observe regarding make call? Make call is of type what? Abstract. That is whenever I say abstract, do we have any body for that? Do we have any implementation for that abstract method? No, not at all. Yes or no? The abstract method will never have the implementation. But who is the responsible to provide implementation for this method? For this abstract method? Exactly. It is not defined in the base class, but the derived class has the responsibility to provide implementation for this abstract class. So once if I'll show you the derived class too. I'll show you the derived class too. The derived class is as usual WLS extends. Just please have a glance to it, guys. Please have a glance to it. Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah. Did you observe the program? Yes. Make call method. What happened to the make call method? I just provided the implementation for the make call. Yes or no? Which is abstract in its parents class. The make call which is abstract in the parent class. Yes or no? Guys, did you understand what I'm? Ayo, I just close this. Okay, I'll open this again. Okay. Now I'll show you the execution. Hmm. Oh, sorry. Hmm. I just need to change my path. Actually, from here, I need to execute. What is that, Java? WLS test dot Java. What error it is saying? Error is saying that error is subscriber is not abstract and does not override abstract method make call in subscriber. That means the subscriber once there is any one single method abstract method, you need to make your subscriber, that is your parent class, abstract. Is the spelling okay? You need to define, you need to declare your class as abstract. Okay, that is the problem with this. And if I execute this, understood now what point I just show you? If there is any abstract method in your class, you need to declare your class as abstract class. That means you cannot instantiate your abstract class, that is you cannot create any object for your abstract class because it is empty, because there is an empty method. Yes or no? So if I execute this, what is going to happen? Now it is fine. Yes or no? Now it is fine. And as usual, if I run this, and I'll show you one more error, guys. After this, again, what happened? As usual, it got executed. And now what I'm going to show you is, if I remove this, make call, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Have a look at this. Have a look at this error. What happened? Error is going to be WLS is not abstract and does not override abstract method may call. That means, yeah, Mr. Who is that? 7E. What's your name? Where did you post these type of messages here? Yeah, please don't mess up the chat box, please. Yeah, what it is saying, WLS is not abstract and does not override abstract method. That means at least you need to override the make call method, which is abstract in your parent class, or else what you need to do is, at least you just declare this as abstract. Understood, no? Understood what I'm saying? I did not. What it is saying? What it is saying? That's what. Now the error is different actually. Did you observe that? Now the error is different. The error is WLS is abstract because I just made that WLS is abstract. In container make call ni override cheyaledu. So if I am not overriding the make call, which is abstract in my parent class, at least I need to declare that as an abstract. Again, default class also abstract. But what mistake I have done is I just instantiated WLS. Is that possible? I'm trying to create an object for the abstract class here in this statement. Is that possible? No. Yes or no? It's not possible. It's not at all possible. So what is going to happen? I'll just comment. I'll just comment this, and again you will get obviously error s dot make call. Now it's fine. Yes or no? Now it is fine. So until unless you provide a body for your abstract method, you need to declare your classes as abstract. Understood? No? Why this abstract actually? Why this abstract? Why this abstract? What is the reason why it is behaving like this? We cannot create object to abstract class. Exactly, Anil. Of course, exactly. What is the reason is, suppose there is a method which is exclusively related to your derived class. Listen very carefully. There is a parent class, there is a derived class. In the parent class itself, I am just giving an abstract method, and what I'm thinking is that method exclusively related to that functionality, exclusively related to your derived class, so that I'm just mentioning that that method as abstract in my parent class. So I leave that method. I leave that method to my derived classes so that they can provide their own. They can provide their own functionality. Understood? No. I'll tell you one scenario, guys. I'll tell you one scenario. Suppose there is a class called bank. Suppose there is a class, bank class. Yes or no? And there is a derived class called bank class is a super class. Listen very carefully. And the derived class is SBI. SBI bank. Now, in parent class, there is a method rate of interest. Rate of interest. In bank class, I'll make rate of interest as abstract method, because the rate of interest is different for SBI bank, and it is also different for ICICI, and it is also different for SDFC, Bank of Baroda, etc., etc. Yes or no? But whenever I look at the bank class, I need to understand, along with whenever if I see the bank class, I understand that I have to provide a method rate of interest, but that is abstract. The functionality of this abstract has to be provided with the derived classes banks. Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you understand what I'm saying, guys? What I'm saying, did you understand? What's my point actually? Yes or no? That's what. So when the functionality is exclusively provided, has to be provided with the derived class, then I'll make my method as abstract method. And I'll ask you one question. Ma'am once explained why did we kept abstract before the class names? Before class names, are you asking me this point, Mr. This one, which one I highlighted just now? Rohit, are you asking me that? Yes. Rohit, what is the problem is, actually, first look at the subscriber ones. In the subscriber class, there is a make call, but it is not having implementation. So what I am doing, I just declare that method as abstract. Abstract means empty. I just declare that method as abstract. So as I am having abstract method in my subscriber class, I must make the class subscriber as abstract class. Endukante? As I am having abstract method. Yes or no? So for this abstract method, who is responsible to provide implementation, Rohit? Who is responsible? Derived class has to provide responsible. Fine. Actually, previously I just provided some implementation over here. Make call implementation I just provided. But for your understanding, I just skip that make call implementation, so that what the compiler shout at me, it just shout at me, WLS is not subscriber, and it is not even override the abstract method make call in the subscriber. అంటే ఏమంటుంది, WLS ని నువ్వు అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ అని చెప్పలేదు, అట్లీస్ట్ నువ్వు WL మేక్ కాల్ మెథడ్ విచ్ ఇస్ దేర్ ఇన్ సబ్స్క్రైబర్ ని కూడా యూ డిడ్ నాట్ ఓవర్ రీడర్. అని చెప్తుంది. సో నేనేం చేశాను, నేను ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయలేదు కదా! అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ మెథడ్‌ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయలేదు. మేక్ కాల్ మెథడ్‌ని ఇక్కడ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయలేదు కదా! డిరైవ్డ్ క్లాస్‌లో. సో ఏమవుతది? ఐ హావ్ టు దేర్ ఈస్ నో అదర్ చాయిస్. ఐ హావ్ టు మేక్ దిస్ డిరైవ్డ్ క్లాస్ యాస్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ క్లాస్. Because now it is also empty. Now WLS is also empty. I cannot even instantiate the WLS. That's what error shown no. This is what that error no. WLS is abstract. Hello, Mister. You just declare WLS as an abstract, but you are trying to instantiate that. You are trying to invoke create an object. It's not a wrong. Is it not a wrong? Yes or no? It cannot be instantiated. Understood, Rohit? Understood, Rohit? If I don't want to keep this WLS as abstract, what I need to say? Z. Okay. What I have to do? That's what. If I don't, sorry. If I don't want to, make my derived class also abstract, what I need to say is I need to override this make call. Yes or no? I need to override this make call in the derived class. Rohit, are you observing? Hope you are observing what I am doing. Rohit, did you observe? If I don't want my derived class as abstract, what I have to do? I need to override the make call which is abstract in my parent class. Did you understand right now? Rohit, I'll just uncomment this. Then whose make call is going to be executed now? Obviously, we have one make call, which is there in this class, which is there in derived class. పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ లో నాకు మేక్ కాల్ లేదు అంటే ఆబ్వియస్ గా ఎక్కడ మేక్ కాల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది, డెరైవ్డ్ క్లాస్ మేక్ కాల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. Now there is no point of error. Now derived class make call got executed. Understood now? Guys, everyone. Yes or no? Just everybody, yes or no? Right? Understood now? Right. Okay. Now I'll close this. I'll show you one more thing. Just be with me. Look at this, guys. Look at these statements. You just need to guess the output. You need to guess the output actually. First, you please do observe what else I kept uncommented in these statements. What else I just uncommented. What I'm having now? Hmm. Initially, I just kept everything commented except. Yes, yes. Did you understand what I'm saying, guys? I just kept everything uncommented except static blocks. Exactly. Except static blocks, I just kept everything uncommented. Everything commented. Okay, right. So if I execute this program, what's your guess of output? What you can guess? What's the output? What's your guess? Okay. Guys, fast. Yeah, students, are you with me, right? Students, are you with me? Is my voice audible? Yes, no. Then what's your output? What you can guess? First, what is going to be executed? First thing is static blocks, static one, and then in the order, static blocks will be executed in its order. First, this static block is going to be executed. Yes or no? And then the second static block is going to be executed, and in main method. Very good, very good. And in main method, the control will becomes here. Yes or no? Yes. Now I'll execute this and then I'll uncomment one by one. Okay? Is that okay with you? What is that program? Sample. Yeah. As usual, what you based on your expectations, it's both the static initializers and in main method. Yes or no? Yes or no? Initially, static variables, static mm, blocks will be executed. When the class loads, static blocks will be executed, and I'll show you. I'll uncomment. What are these? What are these? What are they? What just I uncommented? Instance blocks. Yes or no? Instance blocks. Only one instance block I have so far. Yes or no? Right? Only one instance block. Right. Now, what's your output now? What's your output? What's your output? Yeah, sure. This is what instance block, no? This is what instance block, no? The block of code which is there in parenthesis, just parenthesis. It's what instance block, right? Anil? Anil, did you understand? Yes. Now, if you observe, I just commented even the first line. That is the object creation, the instantiation. I just uncommented. I don't have any instantiation so far. But please do observe what is going to be executed. Please do observe what is going to be executed. Understood now? Guys, are you with me or not? Is it boring? Is it boring? Static block, instance. How many static blocks I have? Anil? How many static blocks I have? One is here and one more is here. Yes or no? Two static blocks I have, and I just uncommented the instance initializer, and also I don't have any object creation, but only one statement in main is in main method. So you please observe the output and I'll tell you what happened. Okay, as Anil said is going to be happen. Did I say this? Okay. What happened, Anil? Guys, did you observe what is the output? I just even uncommented instance initializer also, right? Instance initializer also I just uncommented, no? Yes or no? These of course these are in commented section. Of course this is in uncommented section. Yes or no? Understood? Instance block is not executed. Instance block is not executed because I didn't even create an instance. I did not even create an instance. Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you agree with me? But even if I am not creating any instance, that is any object, how the instance initializer will be executed? Yes or no? Did you observe? So if I keep this uncommented, that is once I am trying to create an object for this, then what is going to happen? Now after static, all the static blocks are executed, then instance block is going to be instance initializer got executed, and then the control comes to the main method. Okay, now what I am going to uncomment right now? Okay, I'll uncomment this. Guys, did you observe? The static blocks will be executed once the class is loaded, once the statement looks, once the class is loaded. Because of this main method, what happened? The class is loaded. Okay, because the main method is there in this class. Yes or no? So I'm trying to load this class because of the main method, so that the static blocks got executed. But what happens to the instance blocks? Once I create an object for this, then only the instance blocks will be executed. And please look at this. Please have a look. What I'm trying to uncomment. What is this? What is this, guys? Fast. Make it fast. Constructors. So can you please tell me the order? What's the order? Constructors will be executed before instance initializers or after instance initializers? Before or after? What's your answer? After. Very good. Exactly. Look at this. Static, instance, constructors, and in main method. Exactly, guys. Super. Very good. Now I'll uncomment some more. I just want to uncomment. Okay. What I want to uncomment is look at this. I'll uncomment this right now. Second object. There is a second object. Okay. Now look at the output. What is going to be happen for the second object? For the second object, again the instance initializer and also the default constructor will be executed. Understood now? For again the second object, again instance initializer block got executed, and also next it comes to the constructor. Understood? No? Everybody. Everybody, did you understand what I am doing? Yes, very good. Only two ladies. Okay, Anil also. Right. Now look at this. Look at this. Have a look at this. Now what I am uncommenting. Of course, methods. Uh, and one more in this part. One more thing is here. One more thing I have. What is that? What is that? What is this? What is this, guys? Instance initializer. Yes or no? Instance initializer. Now I'll execute. I didn't change the main. I did not change the main. Hope you understand. Yes or no? Right? Hmm. But did you observe? Along with this, I'll uncomment this part. Hmm. What happened? You can see it right now. What is going to happen? Okay. Listen, guys. Listen. First, the instance initializers will always the static initializers will be called first after the class loading. Once the object is created, the first object got created, the two instance initializers will be called in its order, and then constructor. And even for the second object also, and even for this second object also, what is going to happen? Again, the two instance initializers in its order, and then constructor is going to be executed. Understood? Everybody? What I am saying, understood? No? Yes or no? Yes. Guys, if you don't understand, please raise your doubt. But don't hesitate to ask. Okay, you just ask your doubt straight away. And what I am doing right now, you please observe. What I am doing is I'm calling the methods. I'm calling M1 and also M2. How I am calling? Look at this. obj1 dot M1 of, right, and guys, can you please look at this and can you expect any is these two statements are legal or not? Object 1 M1, object 1 dot M2. Is that okay? M1 is of type static method, and M2 is of type instance method, and I'm trying to call these two methods with the help of an object, right? So what's your guess? What's your guess? Error or output? What you want? What's your guess? Error. What's the error, Mr. Rohit? What's the error? Error would be at M1 or M2? Error would be at M1 or M2? M1. Why it is M1? Why M1? M1 is static, so what? So what? Okay, yes, of course it is static. What happened? Then what happened? Can be called only with class name? Who said? Who said that? It can only be, yeah, I'll execute here. I'll execute and you can understand. I'll comment this M2 for a while. Yeah, okay. M1 is static. Now I'm trying to execute with the object. Okay. Now, according to your expectation, it's an error. Yes or no? But okay. No derived classes. No derived classes. It's not related to derived classes, right? M2 is error as I equal to. Hurry, I just commented no. I just commented no. All i's and all. No, no. I'll just keep even this also. I just M2 also. I just keep commented. So only M1 is there. Did you agree with me? M1 is there. M1 is static. I'm trying to always access with object. Okay, right. What happened? What happened, Miss Jahnavi and Rohit? Static M1 method called no. Static method M1 called no. That means I'll change forever. I'll even show this. What changes I have made, just keep that in your mind, please. Okay? Keep that in your mind. What changes I'm doing. What happened? Again, static method M1 called. Now, what's your conclusion? What's your conclusion, guys? A static method can be called even with the object as well as the class. Understood? A static method can be called even with the class name as well as the object name, and it need not create an object. That is, object is not compulsory. That's it. Of course, you can access with that using object, but object is not necessary to create. Understood? If I want to call M2, object, is this okay? If I want to call M2, is this okay? If I say this, is that okay? It is okay. Is that okay? No, not at all, because it is an instance method. It cannot be called with the name. But an instance method can be called with the static method can be called with both class name as well as the object. But only thing is object is not necessary. Not necessary. There is no rule that we cannot call the static methods with object. Okay, guys, understood now? Now what's look at this, everybody. Object one. Now I am uncommenting this. Is that okay? Now is this okay? Now what's your expectation? Is this error or output? Is this error or output? Our time is running out. Please fast. Output. Everybody. Everybody. Really? Really? Only 5 people. Only 5 or 6 people answered output. What about the remaining students? Everybody. Okay. I'll bet that it's an error. It's a okay. Output. Okay, wait a minute. I'll change something. I'll change something to show you error. Okay. Now I'll change something. Of course, it's okay. Yes. Now I'll change something. Okay. Now is that okay? Error or output? Error for M1 or M2? Error for M1 or M2? Both. I'll just uncomment M2. Comment M2. I'll just comment M2. We will see. We will see possible cases of execution. Okay. Yes, it is fine. There is no point of error in M1 because it's a static method. You need not require any even the class name also. Yes or no? You need not require any class name also because it is the main method itself. It's there in this class. Okay, understood? The main method is itself in this class itself. Understood? No? So there is no point of error in calling M1 even without class name. And what is going to happen for M2? Error or output? Error. Why it is error? Why it is error? It's an error because not static. That is, a non-static M2 cannot be referenced from a static context because main is a static context. Of course, main is a static. Yes or no? Main is a static method. In this main static method, you cannot access the non-static method. Yes or no? So to remove this error, to avoid this error, what we need to do? What we need to do? There are two ways. Can you please tell me the two ways to remove this error regarding M2? Make M2 as static. Very good, Anil. And call with an object. Exactly. Very good, guys. So you can call M2 with an object, that is object1 dot object1 dot M2 is okay. Otherwise, you can make M2 as static. Yes or no? Anything is okay. Yes, right? Did you agree with me, everybody? Are you agreeing with me or not? Yes, no? Right. Very good. One thing, guys, please hold on. I'll show you one more. With this, I'll close this. Now have, no. I'll show you this only. Wait. Now I'll just uncomment all this. I'll uncomment all these ij values. Okay. This you can keep. Okay, you just we'll just see in the next example. Okay. I just uncommented these two things. Guys, listen. I just uncommented these two. Otherwise, I'll show you here. Don't say. Now this is fine. What I have done right now, guys, there are two variables. One is static and one more is instance variable. One is static variable, one more is instance variable. I am trying to increment both. And I am trying to print them here in one more instance initializer block. Okay, I'm trying to print that. So what is your expectation? What is your output? What is your output? Error or output? Why error? Why it is error? Incremented before initialized. Very good. Very good, very good. And where exactly? Exactly where did I initialized? Now I uncomment this. Now, Mr. Rohit, Rohit, now what happened? Now what happened, Rohit? Error again. Then what's an error? What's an error? What's an error? Because in first static block. Okay. Okay. Because in first static block, it is incremented before initialized error. Why it is so? Rohit, you couldn't able to remember. Static will be executed first, no? Static will be executed first, no? Even before instance initializer block. Rohit, did you understand what I'm saying? K variable, where is it? Okay, okay, okay. We will see. We will see what is going to happen. Ah, actually, guys, did you observe how many static blocks are here? How many static blocks are here? Two static, one static block, and this is one more static block. Now, if you observe, there is one. It is outside. Now the main method is in outside. It is in test file. Yes or no? And here also one more test file, one more static. So which one would be executed first? Which one would be executed first? First, which static is going to be executed? What 61? What's commented? What is commented? 61. Guys, is that okay? Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow this? I'll skip this for a while. I'll skip this. Control S. Test static. Okay, I'll comment. I'll skip this. Hurry. Okay, just it is there, and I even ah now now what is your output? Now what is your output? I don't have anything in main. Now what is your output? Guys, are you with me? Static and instance, static blocks. Anil, static and instance will be executed. Not instance. Only static blocks. Only static blocks. Really? Really? Okay, no object is created. What is that program? Only static? Really? Okay. I will comment. Where is J is 20? Yes, it got compiled. And if I do so, if I run this, what happened? What happened? Even static blocks did not execute it. Did you observe? Because this class is different. Did you observe? This sample class is different and this testify is different and there is no relation. And the class sample is not even loaded. The class sample is not even loaded. Yes or no? It's not even loaded. So it is a problem. There is no relation actually. The class itself is not loaded. Only testify is loaded. But in testify, I did not use this, no? I did not use this sample. Yes or no, guys? Did you observe that? Did you observe what I'm saying? Yes or no? So if I say sample s equal to only Padmachurya understood new sample of what type of constructor it is? It's normal constructor. Now 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 please do observe. Why it is okay. Actually, control S. Now please tell me. Now please tell me. Sorry, did I execute Java test previously? Just a minute. Just a minute. Control S. Java test 5. That's it. Yes or no? Previously, I just executed testify. That is the reason main even loaded. Okay, main did not loaded. But actually, I need to execute this. Hope you understand. Yes or no? So even the static is not even executed. And what happened if I include this statement? If I include this statement, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Now, along with the static initializers, I used to get the instance initializers and also default constructor. Okay, guys, did you observe? Did you observe that? Yes or no? Yes or no? What I'm saying? Understood? Right. Why it is giving error? Always J is giving some error. Why it is giving error? Why it is giving error? As I have used J in static block, it is a non-static. Yes or no? It's a non-static. But in instance initializer, if I use both, that is, what is that? I and J, it is okay. That is, in the instance block, I can use both static and as well as instance variable. But in static blocks, I can only use static variables. I cannot use instance variables. Understood now? Understood, right? Yes or no, guys? Is that okay, everybody? Right. We have only 5 minutes, guys, so that yes, 11 and 1. I is 10, J is 1. And did you observe this output, I and j? Did you observe this output? Yes or no? I is initialized to 10 here, and j is initially, what is the default value for the integer? As it is an instance variable, it is, guys, are you listening? What is the default value for the in this variable? 0. Yes or no? So that you got this output 11 and 1. Yes or no? That I is initially it is 10, it is incremented to 11, and j is 0 because it is initially it is 0, and after incrementation it becomes 1. Yes or no? Understood? Yes. By default, the it is storing 0, as it is an instance variable. It is not a local variable. For local variable, it would be a garbage value, but it is an instance variable. No, I just use them within the class. No, so that what happens? It is having its own default values. Okay, guys, I just want to close this. Remember, just a minute.